Hello, everybody. My review of Doctor Strange. Okay, so in this review, I'm just gonna say I was wrong about something. I said that we were introduced to four Infinity Stones, and we were only missing one. I was one off. We were introduced to five Infinity Stones, and we need one more. So, don't eat me alive. Take two, just lost all the footage from the first one. Anyways, non spoiler review. Comfy. So, special effects, amazing. Movie in general, amazing. One of the best, if not the best, solo movie in Marvel. And by solo, I obviously mean he's the main character, that's not an ensemble cast. Anyway, the pacing was just about perfect in my opinion. They didn't spend too much time on his actual origin as a surgeon, which I was really intrigued about. I would have actually liked for them to drag on to that one, but no. That's the reason why I didn't like Thor movies, is because they dragged on the origins. Even in the second one, it just dragged. It's so boring. I'm excited for Ragnarok though, for reasons that you'll find out if you watch this movie. Anyway, basically just this movie is he's a surgeon, gets in an accident, loses his hands, essentially because they're just crushed beyond repair. The nerves are just gone. He tries everything for Western medicine. It doesn't work, so he goes to the East, and then he finds out about this place. I don't keep in mind when I'm telling you this. I was not really a big Doctor Strange fan because the character in the comic books. I never really read the comic books. I was based off of TV. Whenever I saw him in a cartoon, he just seemed kind of like a stiff character, so I never really bothered with the comic books. Benedict Cumberbatch brings he's phenomenal in this role. He brings so much character to it. It's amazing. And people might think we don't need another snarky, like quick-witted, quippy words guy though. I think it's fine. He does it very well. People think he's gonna be like the next kind of Tony Stark, but he's not even close to as arrogant. He was at the beginning, and then towards the end more he became a lot more humble, but still kind of like he's arrogant enough to be quippy and quick witted. And I just think they did a very good job with the pacing. Like I said before, I'm repeating myself. This is even my second take. Wow, good job. You suck. I know I do. Anyway, back to the movie. He goes to this place, which is I don't really know the names of many because, like I said, I wasn't a Doctor Strange fan. Never really read the comics, and that was one thing I loved about this movie is I I didn't know what to expect from it other than I heard it was amazing from reviews. I didn't read any or watch any reviews from it. All I heard was it was awesome and I should see it, so I did. I wasn't particularly excited for it, and now I really am. I really like the character. I'm really excited for the next Doctor Strange movie. Excited for the next time he'll show up. But anyway, he keep getting sidetracked by my own thoughts. He meets the Ancient One, the Sorcerer Supreme, and she's a Celtic woman. Uh, Not comic book accurate, I know, but that was because of connections. You see, they get kind of supplied by some things from China, and China doesn't like the country where the Ancient One comes from in the comics, so they're like, hey, let's change it to something completely different and don't give them any publicity. But once she kind of shows him everything, he is like, I want to learn. She teaches him essentially, and it's a really good sequence of him learning. The Again, it's really well paced. All of it really is, and the one thing I think was lacking is the same thing as all of the Marvel movies, except for a few because of Loki, is the bad guy. The bad guy is almost always lacking. Just like the reason this is they focus too much on building the universe, which is why Loki was so. he's so compelling as a character and everyone loves him. He's the best villain easily because he had multiple movies. He was a part of building the universe. Like he was essential in building the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so they expanded on his character more than they did with any other villain, which is a shame, but what are you going to do? It's not just Marvel movies either. Most comic book movies do. DC, Fox, Marvel, Disney, Marvel. They all suffer from it. Anyway, there's the bad guy is trying to basically do the right thing. He's doing what he believes is right to save the world when it's going to just destroy it, obviously. And there's another bad guy that's kind of pulling the strings and yada yada yada. And Doctor Strange saves the day, and there's two after credit scenes. Do not leave. That's a problem I always have. I go to a Marvel movie and I see people getting up out of their seats. What? Yes, the movie ended. These people didn't even see the first after credit scene. It's like, really? You gotta be kidding me. Are you stupid? How do you... I just don't get it. I just do not get it. Anyway, the special effects are amazing. Like, just mind-blowing. To think that someone had this vision in their head and they were able to put it on their... I don't know if it was perfect for them or not, but it looked phenomenal. I highly recommend this movie. I don't really have anything else to say for non-spoilers, but go see it as soon as you can if you haven't already. It's going to be a week out by the time this video comes out. Doctor Strange will be out for a week, and what the hell is wrong with you? Go see it already, or see it again. It was good enough for that. Alright, spoilers. So for the spoiler review, Han dies. That was a stupid joke, but I'm leaving it in anyway. In my opinion, best character. Okay, maybe not best, but one of the best characters was easily his cape. They made an inanimate object a brilliant character, and it was only in it for a little bit. Like, he would wipe his tears, he would fight with him, and it was awesome. He kind of rendered a guy unconscious, which is pretty cool, the cape. And the cape, you know what? The cape reminds me of the carpet from Aladdin. Kind of like how it's got its own personality, and it's like, I want to be here to comfort you, and I'm your pet. It's basically like a pet. It's a friend, and I thought that was really cool. We also get introduced to the fourth Infinity Stone, I believe. I'm pretty sure it's the fourth, because I don't think there was the stone in Guardians of the Galaxy, the stone in Vision's head, which is also Loki's scepter, the stone in the Tesseract, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, what was the fourth one again? Okay, wait. Don't tell me. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm that stupid. I couldn't think of the fourth one. The fourth one's the one fucking Doctor Strange. Wasn't genius. So yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, that stone. Vision's head, that stone. Tesseract, that stone. And now in the eye. I'm pretty sure we haven't gotten the fifth one yet. Anyway, he's got... kind of like how he became a surgeon, he's brilliant at it. He's just got a knack for it. He's one of the best within... I actually don't tell you how much time has gone by since he's learned, but the learning is pretty nice. Him kind of realizing, okay, I am not just concealed by reality anymore. The fact that my hands are irreparable by man has nothing to do with the fact that I can't use magic, and he actually never fully heals his hand in these, which kind of surprised me. I thought he was going to, but maybe that'll be in the next movie or something. and he'll just he's heart when the hand is he finds out that his hands are just beyond repair. It's heartbreaking. He tries absolutely everything, and then there's a man who's he miraculously came back from an irreparable spinal injury that paralyzed him. So he goes to this guy for help, saying, "How'd you do it?" And he's like, "Go to this place." And he's like, "Yeah, all right, I'll go to the place." And he goes to the place, and the place is where the place is, and the place is where he learns magic and words. I'm having a stroke. No, I'm not. That's a terrible joke. I don't care. Politically incorrectness is funny. Anyway, uh, so he learns how he the man learned to walk, and it's because he's been using magic this whole time. Just to his magic, his chakra type of stuff. That's he's using that to keep him walking. He could have learned more, but all he wanted to do was learn to walk, and then he went back with his normal life. Strange. The reason he never really went back to being a surgeon is he still didn't fully heal his hands. He didn't find out how, but he's still one of the most powerful sorcerers already. But like I said, the villain was kind of lacking in the fact that he had no character again, but he did have quips or quippy lines. Like the best one was, "So, what are you doing here, Mister Doctor? Mister Doctor Strange? Maybe, but who am I to judge?" It's a good little tidbit there, little thing. Uh, the he was he was a bad guy, but he wasn't really the villain. The villain was the Dark One, Bahamut, I think. I don't know. I just think of Dark Bahamut every time I heard his name, because he's the Dark One and his name is like Bahamut. I think I don't even know. I'm just gonna refer to him as the Dark One. He's from the Dark Dimension. The Dark Dimension has no life and yet gives you immortality. That's what the bad guy, the rogue sorcerer master, decided decided to do. He's like, "Hey, if we have immortality, we can have perfect lives forever." And he wanted to better the earth, but he was stupid. That's another thing bad guys have, is they're all stupid. They're like, "Hey, we can do this," but even though it's obvious that he will double cross, I love the way he defeats the Dark One. He takes, that eye, that necklace, and it's a time. That's probably the Stone of Time is what it's probably known as. And it controls time, obviously, and he puts the Dark One in an endless loop of him killing Mr. Strange, or Doctor Strange. Mr. Strange. Now I'm doing. They refer to him as the entire movie, and he's like Doctor, not Mr. Doctor. He really wanted to be called Doctor. But he put him in his endless loop, and he's like, "How are you still alive? What is this?" And he's like, "It's time. We're in an endless loop, and I will not end it." So he keeps killing him, and he keeps going, "Bahamut, whatever his name is, I think. I have a proposal. I'm here to bargain." And he's like, "Just shut up. Take me out of the loop." And he keeps killing him. He's like, "That's why I'm here. I'll take you out of the loop if you leave forever." And he's like, "Fine." So he takes him out of the loop. He takes the followers that wanted to better the world, and they're given immortality, but not quite what they expected. Their very essence was taken to be kind of given. They gave themselves to the Dark Lord, basically. And yeah, but like I said, we have the fourth Infinity Stone. I'm curious as to which movie is the fifth Infinity Stone going to come out, if we haven't seen it yet. Turns out Harry Potter is the fifth Infinity Stone. Anyway. I just had to fit that joke in somewhere. I don't know why. Anyway. All around the movie, okay, sorry if this isn't quite as good as the Godzilla review. I'm not as passionate about this, but I still loved the movie. The way one there was a lot of funny moments in this movie. Like when he's learning, he has the teleportation. He has a small portal. He goes into he's stealing books from the library, and he's not supposed to take them because they're like forbidden, and he's not ready. He takes them, whatever. Uh, he gets told on. It's really funny. Then there's the fight sequences are awesome. They're in different dimensions. They're in our dimension. It's just they can manifest weapons and shields by sheer will. The cape of levitation. That apparently what happens is like there's a relic, and the cape is a relic, and when you're ready, it will choose you. He was ready for it, and it chose him. Now, I'm going to go to the after credit scenes because there's not really much more I can talk about with Doctor Strange because this is still a spoiler review, but like I said, I'm not a huge fan of Doctor Strange except for the movie. I'm a huge fan of the movie and the character now, but like I said, I think in the comics, or at least in anything I've seen him in other than this movie, he was kind of stiff, not really all that interesting to me. This made him very, very interesting to me. But like I said, on to the after credit scene. Scenes, plural. So the first one is after the, main credits. Or not main credits, the, fancy credits where they have all the effects. Thor is in it. It's Thor. He's just like, so, Earth has wizards now. Yeah. So, get Loki off of my planet. Is basically what Doctor Strange says, so I guess Thor knows? Actually, I don't know. I don't know when the timeline of this is. When this takes place, but I think Doctor Strange is going to be in Thor Ragnarok, which makes it awesome. So I'm really excited for Thor Ragnarok because Doctor Strange is going to be in it. Obviously Thor, which he's an amusing character when he can be. And then there's the Hulk, Planet Hulk, confirmed to be in it. Can't wait for that. So Thor Ragnarok, I'm excited. The first Thor movie I really, really want to see. Anyway, he's basically like, so if you find Loki and your father, he's also looking for Odin. So if you find your brother and your father, you guys will go back to Asgard. Yes. Okay. Let's go. And he goes to help him, and that's why I think he's going to be in Ragnarok. And then there was the second after credit scene after all the long credits. Mordo, which I know he is actually a bad guy in the comics, but in the movie he was a good guy. And then towards the end, he kind of learned that the Ancient One was stealing power from the dark dimension to become immortal until she died. Spoiler, but it's a spoiler portion. Yes, the Ancient One dies, and before she dies, they learn that she was taking the power from the dark world to be immortal for the time being until she, is dropped from the height of a building. And then he's when they save the day, Strange uses the eye to reverse time, which is also against the rules, just like being immortal from the dark dimension. And Mordo's kind of like, I'm done. Everything I've learned, it's just a lie. I've just been a part of sins against the sorcerers, basically. It's like, these are rules that I was told to follow, and they're being broken like twigs, basically. And he's just sick of it, so he leaves. And then, in the second after credit scene, from the guy who was paralyzed using magic to walk, he goes to him, and the dude's like, hey, Mordo, long time no see. He's like, yes, I've been away, and I've learned something. the power we take can be used for many ways. And he's like, I did not take this power. This power is mine. I'm using it. And he goes, but it can be used for something so much better. And he takes his magic, and now the dude is paralyzed with no hope of walking ever again. I really sympathize with him. He only has 2 scenes, and at this moment I feel horrible for the dude because he's back to being completely helpless. And Mordo is a bad guy. Shocking. I was just wondering how and when they were gonna introduce him as a bad guy. So, that is my review of Doctor Strange. I didn't go as in depth as I did with Godzilla because, like I said, I wasn't as passionate about the character. I didn't know all too much. I didn't know what to expect when going in. I didn't know. I was expecting kind of like a Iron Man 2 or Thor feel, but it was just... I was completely content with the whole movie. I still think my absolute favorite in the Marvel MCU, probably Ant-Man. But I think this one just made its way to number 2. You know, maybe I'll do a video on that. My ranking of Marvel movies. So, stay tuned for next week. But anyway, Doctor Strange, I suggest you see it if you haven't already. If you have, tell me what you thought about it in the comments. So, go see it.